like to start off today's events with a prayer. Cliff Qotsaquahu, is that right? He's being very kind on my pronunciation. From the Hopi tribe has agreed to start us off with a prayer.
Lomota lambai ko kai moya sa ne kameki. Paini tamagan hisa nawak tani. I will pray in my native tongue of Hopi. Ko kai tawa biap se tamu mi lormat pichangwa kyang kuibak. Tamu mi yore kya kaha lai to ti. Yang mu so isme ap akha kami tamu mi tus ko tang tomo kunda pa. Akha kam kwan ta. Yang ini berpuniti tu tak akan api terlalu ya kan. Lalu mat bisa macam yang tu ada dia sepantai. Baik tamir coba tak kan. Lalu mati tu orang tu tak. Baik tamang memang sino jalan. Baik tamowi so yang sedita semi nama semi oye. Kesin kai tamhi tu lalu mata orang kianin. Berpiwai. Được nana ni boy o ma pe ao tam teng la ingwai ma ka se o ya each pe nan ko sani kuma tes ko dau che lek na ne mo pa la ya kwai tam bio an zai ta pu sami ta ga to te ksin kai ta ma khi ta ne sani budi tam bio so na kya na hong mi to ta ni ita ka chi e ka ya ni Ovi oi, yep coba tak kamai. Washington ebak mom with doy. Akha mom with. Bumoi kalma kani. Uni to mina. Ita berso semua lah kya. Kesin kai tami talor mata yore kya ni. Pa obian tadi kokai. My prayer was reading the sun this morning and how the sun rays reached out. What we call the whiskers, touch the earth, bringing color to the trees, bringing color to everything alive. And for us to see another day, to share with one another here, and our thoughts, your wisdom, the leadership, bring it together, and that we are not just wishing things for ourselves and working for ourselves, but for all mankind. Because leadership, not only here, but in Washington, needs your direction and needs your support, that we can live a good life and see many good things. And I also ask for the people up above, the cloud people, to come and visit us with their moisture, their rain. The Hopi will be getting ready for their planting season real soon. We know, that we do dry farming, so we rely on our cloud people to bring the rain, the moisture, to get our fields ready, so that we may share our bounties, our food with the rest of the world. So I asked also in that fashion that we share what we can raise, what we can consume, that would be our life, the seed of our life to continue good life. And I want to thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And thank you very much for a great chuck, great breakfast. That was
I'd like to next acknowledge a number of our visitors here. We're most proud to have a number of student groups here. So if any students in the audience could stand up, I'll kind of acknowledge you. That's Danae, that's you. We have students here from NAU, from the Native American Business Organization and the Applied Indigenous Studies Program. Yavapai College, Danae College, the business students. We're very excited to have them here because we just recently signed a memorandum of understanding between Northern Arizona University and Danae College. So we're very happy to have them here. And we also have some more local students here from the Kinlani dorms, and also from the Indian Bible College here in Flagstaff. Also, would like to acknowledge any elected leaders who are in the audience, including tribal leaders. If you would stand so we could acknowledge you. Shows you how many important people Levi knows. We also would like to thank our sponsors, starting with our lead sponsor, Wells Fargo Bank. I'd like to think that I contributed a little bit to that since I have 2 mortgages and an account with Wells Fargo. Glad to see that it's being returned. I appreciate that. Also have a VIP table sponsor, NAU-The Institute. And then a number of table sponsors, APS, NAU College, Experience Hopi, Hopi Tribe, Navajo Nation Division of Economic Development, Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise, the Shonto Chapter, University of Arizona Tribal Relations Group, U.S. Trust, and Yavapai College. And with that, I'd like to welcome Helmer from Wells Fargo Bank.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. And how we ended up here is, for years and years, we've taken advantage of the Northern Arizona Economic Development Conference that NAU puts on. And every year we walk away with new learnings and things that give you ideas to ponder and to build into your work and to be aware of in your communities. And so this year we heard that Levi and his team were pulling this together, and it was very exciting. And this is the 2nd year, and it shows this is a testament to the hard work and the good things that they're doing, because this is a wonderful turnout for year 2. Congratulations. And I do want to thank NAU and the School of Business for just bringing us all together so we can learn. The bank asks of us to learn and to watch what's going on in the communities. And so I just wanted to just take a moment and introduce an expert. I brought an expert along with me, and his name is Sudhaj Ting, and he is a treasury management expert. And unfortunately, we're seeing a recurring theme over and over again, and so I just wanted to just borrow a few moments of your time so Sudhi could share this with you so you're all aware of it in your own organizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us here. Like Keith mentioned, I'm a treasury management consultant, and my wife doesn't even know what that means, so I'm not even going to try to explain here. At the end of the day, I help companies reduce their cash conversion cycle, accelerate receivables, and at the same time managing and controlling disbursements as they leave the door. So one of the things that we're seeing, especially for 2016, and it's like it's an epidemic here in Arizona, is fraud. So out of all the payment disbursement channels that companies use, check, ACH, wires, can you guess what the #1 fraud? What's the easiest one to perpetrate? It's check fraud. That's the most common. Okay, why is the most common? Is because when you cut a check, what's on your microline? What's on the bottom of the check? That's your financial information. That's your check number, right? But what I really wanted to talk about today is what we're seeing a lot of, and you guys should be hearing this too. Have you heard of cyber attacks out there? Technology fraud, right? So that's going around right now. I want to share with you an incident that we had here earlier this year in Phoenix, and unfortunately this client wasn't able to keep their doors open. Okay, we call that here at the bank imposter fraud. So what happened was a CEO of a company sent an email to the CFO of a company and said, hey, we're acquiring a new business. This is very down low. This is not, you can't, it's for your ears only. Please send a wire. Here's the wire instructions for $275,000. I'm making that up. So guess what the CFO did? Send that wire. So just out of luck, or this incident, there wasn't a loss, but a similar incident, there was a loss. But just out of luck, what happened was the wire was returned to the company. because the instructions were wrong. So the CFO picked up the phone and called the CEO and said, hey, you gave me some wiring instructions, can I have a new one because this wire didn't go out. Guess what he heard on the other end of that phone call? So there are solutions in place that all banks have to help control your disbursements, right? Whether that be through an ACH fashion, through a check fashion, or through a wire fashion. I hear this every day. I have tons and tons of story with you, but if you want to know more, we'll be around here, so feel free to come up, and then I'll share I'll share some information, and we can bounce ideas off each other. So thank you for having us.
So next up is Joanne Keene. Joanne is Executive Vice President, Chief of Staff for President Rita Chang, who unfortunately was not able to be here today.
Good morning. I still have to lower the microphone though. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Tribal Economic Outlook Conference. The President was unable to be here today. She is actually, at this moment, speaking before the Arizona State Senate. She's being confirmed to join the Arizona State Board of Education, so we'll have another opportunity for her to represent us in this region as the NAU President on the State Board of Education. It's also great to see so many students here, NAU students and high school students, and thank you for being here today. So NAU's long tradition of supporting tribal nations can be traced back to our earliest days as an institution. You'll hear about that today. We have several speakers from NAU who will talk about that. But we value this tradition, and we look forward to improving these relationships, and it continues to be a central focus for NAU. I know some of you were here last month participating in our Tribal Leadership Education Summit, and I know the President, I believe, made some remarks at that event. Through those roundtable discussions with tribal leaders and educators, several themes emerged, and some of them will be discussed today. We received feedback that participants enjoyed learning from other leaders. They learned gaining insights about other tribal nations and appreciated new approaches and ideas on economic development. And some of you said future gatherings with other tribal leaders facilitated by NAU would benefit ongoing efforts with your governments, and that's one of the reasons I believe we're here today. So today's conference and last month's event are sponsored by NAU's Center for Indian Economic Development. Established more than 30 years ago, the center offers training, technical assistance, and other services to enhance economic development opportunities. And as a university, we believe education is the key to successful long-term economic development. NAU's strategic plan describes our intent to become a leading institution serving Native American students. This has been a focus for years, and we have achieved many milestones and recognitions, and we're getting better and better. We're currently ranked first among all four-year public institutions in graduating Native Americans with master's degrees. NAU is also among the top institutions in the country for enrollment of Native American undergraduates, and that number is increasing. Students study across a spectrum of disciplines. It's not just focused in one area. We see Native American students studying in healthcare, business, education, engineering, and the sciences. And we continue to prepare students for the future by teaching skills needed to solve tomorrow's complex problems. Building the Native American Cultural Center on campus was a big step in the right direction. This center was created as a home away from home for our students. Along with a welcoming place to socialize and study for classes, several forms of academic support are available at that center. And if you haven't had an opportunity to visit the Native American Cultural Center, it's a beautiful day, and it's a short walk just down the road. While NAU has made some significant strides in serving our Native American constituencies, we recognize, and the President recognizes, that there's still a lot more we can do together. And this includes education, empowerment, economic development. We've just recently, in January, hired a new special advisor for Native American Affairs who will be, I know, introducing one of the speakers this afternoon. And we're really rebuilding our programs at NAU. So today, I hope you enjoy the Tribal Economic Outlook Conference and benefit from the many great minds here today. And on behalf of President Rita Chang, hope you have a great and productive day. So thank you.
So, all right, so now we're ready to get into the meat of the day. We're going to have 3 speakers. I'm going to briefly introduce all 3 of them now, and then when one speaker finishes, Levi will get up, and then Manley will get up, and we'll get right through this. So we have 3 very knowledgeable speakers. So I think if I had to put a theme around this, it's around the idea of infrastructure, whether it be physical infrastructure or legal infrastructure, even social infrastructure. That's kind of the theme that I saw in the 3 presentations that you're about to see. So we start off with Mandy Metzger. She's Supervisor of District 4, Coconino County. Mandy will be followed by Levi Esquerra, who is the Director of the Center for American Indian Economic Development that's part of the business school here at NAU. And then we'll finish up the first part of the morning with Manley Begay, who's a Professor of Applied Indigenous Studies here at NAU. So, Mandy.
The fine print.
As you're taking your seats, the PowerPoint presentations will be available from the NAU website. If you go to the Franke College of Business, we'll direct you there. Given the time, if anybody would like to ask any of our speakers questions, maybe do it in a one-on-one. We would like all of the speakers to go out to the stairway to the left for pictures. And I would like to thank each and every one of you who attended, and we hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. What'd you bring?